We're here for an hour-long post-game show. After the post-game show, it's a new edition of MSGPM. It's only a game one loss, Wally, but this feels like a lot more than just a game one loss.
Yes, this was an epic meltdown by the Knicks. Down the stretch against this team, you better be disciplined on the defensive end of the floor. Aaron Nesmith, the shots that he made and the run that he went on to close that game, it was impressive. There was some karma in that building with that shot that went in for Tyrese Halliburton, hit the back of the rim. Normally that never goes that high up and ends up going in. He was on the line, so it went to overtime. But what a win for the Pacers right there. And the only silver lining for the Knicks is it's not a one-game series, it's a 7-game series. That was an outstanding basketball game. I mean, riveting. Obviously not for Knicks fans because the Knicks lost the game, but both sides are going to play high-quality basketball the rest of the way, and the Knicks better gear up because this Pacer team is coming.
What a wild fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson comes out of the game with 5 fouls, and the Knicks go from up 2 to up 17.
Yep.
With Brunson not playing.
Yep.
And then Brunson comes back into the game. The Knicks are up by 14 with 2:50 to go. And the Pacers scored 23 points, Wally, in the final 3:14 of regulation. That's the most points scored in that kind of sequence in the playoffs in the play-by-play era, which began in 96-97. 23 points in the final 3:14 of regulation. Aaron Nesmith made 6 threes in the fourth quarter.
We're seeing things offensively with this Pacer team that we've never seen in the history of basketball. They're that good as far as offensively, the way they shoot the ball and the way they can score the three. I mean, the Knicks were exploiting mismatches. OG Anunoby took over in that fourth quarter. Karl Anthony Towns, an incredible basketball game. The touch that he showed, the skill level that he showed, just outstanding. It ended up in a loss, though, so it's not worth anything. The Knicks have to figure out a way to close games. They have to figure out a way to put away this team. And Aaron Nesmith just made heroic shots. The Knicks, Stan Van Gundy said it. Their switches were not disciplined. Josh Hart slips on that one, gives him an open look. Granted, he made 6 threes in the last 5 minutes of the game, and then Tyrese Halliburton looks up at the clock, throws it up, hits the back rim, and it goes right in the basket. Makes the choke sign, thinking the game's over, and then the game is not over because his foot was on the line, and it goes to overtime. And then overtime, the Knicks got themselves a lead early by 4, but then they didn't find guys at the three-point line. Nembhard hit a huge 3. Halliburton, great defense here by Hart. Make him earn that basket, and he does. They take that 1-point lead back. Miscommunication here by, who's that, Deuce McBride, and Mitchell Robinson leads to Toppin at 3 dunks in the end of regulation and overtime. These are the type of things that the Knicks have to clean up if they want to win this series, because the Pacers, if you make a mistake on defense, they will make you pay every single time.
So much for defense being the major word here in playoff basketball. What a track meet tonight, and it was that way from start to finish. Alan Hans across the street now joins us from inside MSG. Alan, when you're watching this in real time, I mean, what's your reaction? Just unbelievable to watch.
The amazing thing is being in the building and feeling the air come out of it. When that shot by Halliburton went down, there was a feeling of maybe they can escape this thing. And that shot, the way it bounced up and hung in the air, it was silent in the building, and you could just feel the air come out of it. It was a really dramatic moment. But you know, guys, how the Knicks have often throughout these playoffs talked about trying to play that 48-minute game. They played 45 minutes tonight. Those last 3 minutes, really 2.5, they really just, I don't want to say they let their foot off the gas. What happens, of course, sometimes in this league, and while you know this better than anybody, one guy just gets hot and the whole game can turn. That's the NBA. And the way Nesmith got hot, this team was, the Pacers were shooting 30% from 3 up until that moment, and he just detonated. And we know, the history of Knicks Pacers, we have also seen that late in the game, they can rip your heart out. And this is just another chapter in this rivalry tonight.
Yeah, Alan, I was in the building for most of the game. The quality of basketball on both ends.
Yes.
This series, to me, it is going to be must watch because of the shot making, because of the skill level. and how evenly matched these teams are. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is going to be a treat. This is not going to be a knockdown drag out. This is not going to be a grinder. This is going to be an up and down. This is going to be, we got Karl Anthony Towns getting free, getting his offense going. A lot of good signs in this game, despite the fact of how it ended. And before I got over here, I was just talking to an NBA official, just whispering in my ear. He goes, a lot of times a loss like that, you'd worry about a team. He's like, but I don't worry about this Knicks team because they're too mentally tough to have this affect them. But obviously a first game of a series is always the important one. It's a bit of a tone setter, and you don't want to lose it at home. It puts a lot more pressure, obviously, on Friday night. But as we've seen from this Knicks team, they generally rebound very well. And so we expect their best on Friday. But this series already, it shows you. Knicks Pacers, it's just different.
All right, Alan, hustle across the street. Join us here. We'll see you here in a couple moments on the set here in our studio.
Be right there, boys.
All right, so I mentioned that Jalen Brunson with the 5 fouls comes out of the game, and the Knicks go from up 2 to up 17.
Yep.
Without Brunson. Brunson comes back in, Pacers make a run. But that is not to say that Brunson, he was phenomenal. I mean, he was absolutely phenomenal with 43 points. He's now got 8 playoff games. 8 playoff games with at least 40 points, by far the most in Knicks history.
Yeah, and every Knick who got playing time, they stepped up and played well. Everyone was ready to take the opportunity and take the challenge. Obviously, Jalen Brunson was outstanding, but he had plenty of help by his teammates. When he went out with that 5th foul, guys stepped up and said, we got your back, Jalen. We're going to get us the lead. 43 points, multiple defenders guarding him. Indiana's trying anyone except the kitchen sink to try to stop this guy. And Jalen Brunson just continues to dominate, continues to score. Let's not forget, they missed a goaltending call when the Knicks were up 4, and it would have extended the game to 6 in overtime. That was a huge call. The Knicks lost their challenge early. That was a big missed challenge that the Knicks didn't get. As a result, they came away with the loss. But how about this guy? 8 40-point games in the playoffs already. And he's only been here, 3-4 years? It's incredible the level of basketball that he's playing with at the Garden.
And also of note, Brunson tied Patrick Ewing for most 30-point playoff games, and he's done it 18 times. He's played in a lot fewer playoff games than Patrick Ewing. We have the goaltending call that you're talking about, Wally, that obviously they you know what? They missed it.
They missed it.
Yeah.
It's really close. Miles Turner's in the game. Jalen gets it up on the basket. You got to see it from a different angle, because from there it looks like he gets it as it meets the backboard. But when you see it from the back angle, it was a great camera angle that was on the game, you could see that it just nicked the backboard first. It's a really tough call to make live. Normally those officials will blow the whistle normally they'll blow the whistle just so you can go and review it. But they didn't. Hey, that's how it works. It was a bang-bang call. Sometimes you're not going to get those calls, and it was a huge one. But at the same time, no matter what, the Knicks had a 14-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go, and they ended up losing the game. So they got to recoup. That locker room has to re-engage. It's not going to be easy to get game 2. This Indiana Pacer team, when they have confidence and when they get a lead and when they're ahead in a series, they are a downhill team. So the Knicks are going to have to make some serious adjustments, try to get game 2 at home here, and make this